Most business models fail. In fact, over 95% of online businesses fail at some point, and they all fail for one single reason. I know this because I've tried nearly every business model out there, and most of mine failed too. But the ones that work, the ones that grew into 6, 7, and even 8-figure companies, all started with solving a very big, expensive problem. And the bigger the problem and the higher the amount people will pay to solve it is a great way to start any business. So in this video, I'm going to give you the 5 secrets to start any successful business in 2026, and it's going to give you a lot better start than where I came from. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stick around because some of these steps are going to be absolutely crucial to your success. And the first secret to all of this is to hit the subscribe button for new videos I'm putting out every single week. Starting off at number 1 is to solve the most expensive problem you can. Think about some of the frustrations or problems that you have, or if you're not super wealthy, talk to your aunts, uncles, cousins, family members, co-workers, bosses. Figure out what frustrates them, figure out what they pay the most money for. A lot of times it's going to be something boring. It might be the person who does their taxes, or it could just be a wealth manager. There's going to be a lot of different varieties of answers and solutions out there, but if you can figure out the big problem, figure out the gap that they're not paying anybody for, then you can solve that problem for them and they will pay you accordingly. Now, almost every business model that failed tried to start with the business model instead of starting with an actual problem. And one of the business models I noticed for this was, hey, there's a lot of people looking for remote jobs and they want to find these remote jobs. Well, a lot of businesses, if you would have done research, they charge the actual companies to make an income. It's really hard to charge the job seeker because they don't have reliable income. And a lot of times, 90% of them are looking for a job and they don't have any sort of reliable income. So figuring out a fee structure for them can be a little bit complicated. It is a super expensive problem. It is something that you can, at a certain degree, help people really jump and climb the career ladder. But again, that's a very niche product. Figuring out which area of that industry you actually want to solve and figuring out what is the actual problem. Again, companies don't just need a job post, they need to fill a gap that they're looking for. That's why the highest headhunters offer a guarantee. They charge $10,000 to place somebody in those positions. And so what I would suggest doing is figuring out a strategy to get those people, go as high up as you can to $10, $20, $30,000 for those top level executives. And all you do is just interview them, curate them, and then pass them over for interviews. If they hire them, you take a cut of their salary from the actual company, plus a flat rate fee. Moving on to number 2, the secret here is to validate before you build. I've talked to people who've spent 3 years spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on software that they built, and it was absolutely worthless. They didn't have $1 of actual revenue, and they were heartbroken when I said I couldn't sell their business because it wasn't generating any sort of profit. And so what this taught me was, hey, you need to validate your idea for as cheap and fast as possible. They could have built a Google form with a checkout processor that is absolutely free to start, and they could have had people fill out that form, get on a call with them, or send an email to actually buy something to validate the idea. You don't need to create even a website in most cases, depending on how bootstrapped you are. It can be a simple landing page or a simple Google form that's free, and then you send them a PayPal or some sort of way to pay for it. Now, the reason that this is so important is because a lot of people waste time and money trying to validate an idea over years. They build a product, they validate it, and it's crickets. Nobody comes, nobody buys it. And this kind of goes back is you're just not solving maybe not an expensive enough problem, but a problem that isn't widespread enough, or you just don't have a good sort of solution to actually solve it. So this is why I always suggest to pre-sell stuff, pre-launch. I love doing surveys, love doing sort of forms where you fill stuff out, and then you can just validate it by like, hey, I sent out offer A and offer B to the actual like target audiences. We had 1,000 responses from this one, and people were actually really putting that they've got a large budget allocated to solve this problem. This one got 10 people, and they said they would charge $10 to $20 to solve this problem. This is going to give you some better insight on where to solve, and it also gives you your first 1,000 leads and potential customers to talk to for spending $0. And how do you actually validate this? You send it out via email, Facebook groups, and basically just try to do it for as cheap as possible. And then it's validated by when people take out their credit card, and actually give you money.
If you guys like that part, you're gonna love this. I'm giving away my best-selling book for absolutely free, and here's how you can get the audiobook in just a few seconds. Inside this book is the same techniques I've used to work abroad in paradise in more than 100 different countries. And the best part, this strategy hasn't just worked for me, it's helped hundreds of thousands of people earn more, work less, and travel the world. I'll leave a QR code here where you can get the audiobook for free with a free 30-day Audible subscription.
Number 3 is losing focus, not having one customer in mind and solving one offer or one problem. So basically what you need to have is one person that is, you can literally name them. You can create an age, a job, what they do day to day, where they hang out, what the actual avatar data is. And you should be solving one actual problem they have in the form of an offer. An offer is just going to be the details that help them alleviate that problem. This can be a package, this can be a service, this can be a bundle, whatever the form of that problem that's being solved in, that's where you really need to get creative, but it should be the easiest, fastest, and quickest way to solve that problem and broken down in a clearly defined package or service. Number 4 is the biggest secret, if I could go back, was try to build a structure that has recurring revenue. Almost every business model out there can create some recurring revenue that is going to make their business a lot more stable, streamlined, and easier to scale. And again, this is only important once you've come up with a problem and a solution and figuring out, how can I solve this for somebody on a recurring baseline? Is it a problem that somebody's going to have once every 10 years, once every 20 years, or once every month? Now, what you would want to do is find the high pressure problem that people are willing to pay a lot for and a problem that they're having on a monthly basis. And this is where a lot of software comes in, because software is solving a problem. You're not selling software, you're selling a solution to a problem that a business or company is having on a monthly basis. A lot of times they're better structured to be on a monthly basis because they need to keep doing this. The examples that I don't like is, hey, I sign up for your software, within 1 to 3 months, I use it, I solve my problem, and then I cancel. I want them to get that solution and then be hooked on using my software. And this is what's happening with AI right now. They're giving people a really good entry point for this price. Within a few years, those prices are going to have to go up because it's just not cost efficient. But now that people have access to it, it's in their workflow, they use it, they're going to need to upgrade to those higher plans. Number 5 is to create actual systems before hiring. This has been my biggest mistake, is I say, hey, I'm overworked, or I just don't enjoy doing this aspect of the business. Then I try to hire somebody to fill that gap. This has been a costly structure because, one, it's not great for the person you're hiring because there's no real like infrastructure or balance. It's not really clear on what they need to do. And a lot of times you end up stacking a bunch of random stuff just to fill their time. So before you hire anybody, you need to make sure you've done the role yourself. You have it documented, very clear on what the actual role is going to be and what it's going to build into in the future. This allows you to have a lot better infrastructure to set the expectations for yourself, for the employee, and how they can actually be successful in the role. This is going to be a lot more better for scaling companies because you have a really good idea of what those expectations are, what success actually looks like, and defining it. And so any new hire I have multiple KPIs, which is actual metrics, key performance indicators, actual metrics that I can look at and say, hey, this is what success looks like. If you're not booking 2 meetings a day that meet this qualification over a 1-month period, it's not going to be successful. They need to be booked at this rate, and they need to close at this rate, and they need to show up at this percentage. And so if they're not hitting those percentages, it's not going to be a successful role. And so what is really important here is it's clear for you, it's clear for them. And then if they're not hitting that, you need to fire them and find somebody else who can. And so what you need to understand is, like, if you haven't done these benchmarks yourself personally and say, hey, I was closing at this rate, I was getting this sort of process, and then you can say, you know, this other salesperson was doing it at this rate, you can have a blended average and you can create a much more reasonable aspect for success and creating those KPIs. If you haven't done it yourself, you have no idea what you're doing and you have no idea what success actually looks at. You have no idea what good looks like in this role if you can't define those KPIs. Now, I wish I could go back in time and learn all of these things, but they are free for you. And one of the best ways you can repay me is just by hitting the like button, hit subscribe, and then I'm going to leave another video up here that was hand selected for you. And thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.